Hello, everyone. We do have a tornado warning right now in Georgia that we're going to cover real quick. We're more or less testing some new software that I just downloaded, courtesy of OBS software, that I want to try out. Let me make sure audio is working. Hello, everyone. We do have okay. So we are monitoring a tornado warning right now. This is southwest of Ranger. This is located in western portions of Georgia. Here's Ranger. Here's this rotation right now on this tornado warning. This is pretty tight gate-to-gate rotation here, so we definitely want to monitor that. This is southwest of Ranger in Georgia. Let's take a look at reflectivity, get an idea here. Hope you guys can see that. Playing around with some new software today as well. Vince is first. Vince, I'm surprised you're not on this tornado. Let's check out velocity. So right here is the area of rotation. This is southwest of Ranger in western Georgia, northwest of Fairmont. Let's take a look at what the National Weather Service is saying in the tornado warning. This is radar indicated tornado warning. This goes until 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, so 12 more minutes. At 5:37, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Sonoraville or near Calhoun, Georgia, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So kind of a slower moving storm, but still producing some strong enough rotation that they have issued a warning. Here's an update. A little bit tightening up now. We could have something really starting to get going here as it nears Ranger, Georgia. It said it was over. I don't see that town that they're talking about. So probably it's not showing up on this map, but definitely seeing the tight couplet starting to come together a little bit better here, just southwest of Ranger. Let's check out correlation coefficient. So if we have anything being tossed in the air, we do have a little bit of a CC drop here. There could be a tornado on the ground here. This is just, right south of town, if not in town a little bit. This little yellow reddish color, that's a bit of a CC drop. This could be wind gusts as well, maybe picking up something. I think it's a little further back from where that rotation is. Right here's the rotation. Let me compare the times here. So this is 5:47 p.m. Let's look at correlation coefficient, which is at 5:46. So likely not tornado debris, but definitely a little area of tightening there. Let me scroll down a little bit so you guys can see it. Okay, Vince's position for tomorrow. Yeah, I know, Vince. I'm trying to get down there, man. Just a little tight on budgeting after the holidays, so probably, unfortunately, have to sit it out tomorrow. But I'll be watching your stream, buddy, for sure. So if you're just now tuning in, we're tracking a tornado warning in Georgia right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. There is pretty tight little couplet going on right now. This is Ranger, Georgia. This is in about the western portion of the state. Right here's a populated city of Calhoun, Georgia, here on the left-hand side. You guys probably can't see that. Right over here is Calhoun, Georgia. And this is east of that, going away from it. Really the only town that's in the path at this very moment is Ranger. Let me turn that down a little bit because I can hear myself talking. That's really the only town that's in the path of this. We'll switch you back over here to reflectivity so you guys can see what it looks like on regular radar. Not much of a structure at all. It's actually pretty pretty bland, I guess you could say. The rotation is that well, okay. On that next scan now, is definitely weakened out a bit. Okay, so right where that pretty tight couplet was happening, it's definitely weakened out a bit. Let's put this in motion so you can see. So right here, it starts out pretty weak somewhere back here, and then it really intensifies once it gets about right there. And then now on this last scan, it's weakened out a bit. Again, this is south probably due south of Ranger by now. This is still an active tornado warning for radar indicator rotation in western Georgia. More or less, I wanted to come on here because I'm testing out some new live stream software, so I wanted to see how it looked, and see what else I should add to it and whatnot. Wellness and Woolens will be monitoring the potential tornado outbreak tomorrow, hoping everybody in the danger zone will be weather aware and prepared. Absolutely. There's a pretty decent tornado threat tomorrow across Mississippi and Alabama and Tennessee, and right along the Mississippi River and east of into the deep south and the Bible Belt. There's a hatch to risk out too, so a chance for an EF2 tornado or stronger shouldn't be ruled out. They're actually expecting one or two of those, maybe a few even, across that region. So make sure if you live anywhere in the Bible Belt and you're in that region for severe weather tomorrow, that you are prepared for that. Storm Chaser. Vince, I don't even know how to pronounce your last name. I think it's Walty. I never know how to pronounce your last name. I just call you Vince. But he'll be down there. He'll be live streaming. So he's in the comment section if you guys want to follow him. You guys can live stream that tomorrow. We'll be doing weather coverage tomorrow as well. I plan on going to Illinois to cover a couple hours down the road. There's like 8 inches of snow expected, so I might go down there and cover. But still covering the tornado warning. Maybe a little bit of a curve happening there, but nothing significant. Let's go back to velocity here and see what we're looking at. So the rotations died off pretty well. We're going to monitor this and make sure it doesn't do a recycle and starts doing stuff. Right here is the town of Ranger, Georgia, which is just east of Calhoun, Georgia, in the western portion of the state. The storm is moving east-northeast. Let's see. It expires in 5 minutes. Let's see what National Weather Service is saying. They still have it as radar indicated. Moving. Which direction do they have it moving? They do have it moving east at 30 miles an hour. I'm going to switch over to Twitter and see if maybe someone's posting about it. I doubt anybody's actually in the area, so I can't imagine somebody's actually over there, unless it's like a local spotter. All right, hang on 1 second here. Get all that down out of the way. Move that up so you guys can see the radar. And now we're on Twitter. So we're still monitoring a tornado warning in western Georgia. Let's see if anybody is talking about Georgia weather right now. I'm sure you guys have seen all over the place that Betty White passed away today. Very unfortunate. Let's see here. Apparently there was another tornado warning earlier. I'm just now getting caught up. So we got some pictures of traffic cams from the Calhoun area. Pretty dark skies happening there. This is the Calhoun Adairsville Supercell passing over I-75 in Georgia a few minutes ago. That was about 20 minutes ago. Here's another one. You can see the dark skies in the back. Nothing really showing in terms of tornadic rotation in the storm. So that's a good sign that we're not really seeing that. Let me check comments real quick to see if anybody's asking any questions. Look at the tornado near Oxford, Georgia. Is there another tornado warning out now? Oh, there is, yeah. Okay. Let's switch. We're going to switch over to, oh, wow, big time, yeah. For a second there, it looks like maybe it's weakening out. Oxford, for sure, yeah. So this is, the tornado warning in Georgia. Let me see if anybody's talking about that on Twitter real quick, and then we'll kind of go over the radar scan here. Okay, I don't really see anybody talking about it. All right, let me get radar back up. Okay, so now we have radar back up. So right here is what they're talking about. This is the other tornado warning in Georgia. This includes, well, did include Oxford. That was probably peaking right as it crossed Oxford. Let's look at the velocity scans as it went over the town. Let's close that. Make sure I have that centered. Let's put it in motion, see what it looked like here. Still was pretty broad when it passed over the town, so that's kind of a good sign. Let's back it up a little bit. So here's when it was going over Oxford and Covington. Pretty broad area of rotation. Worthy of a tornado warning. Probably right there is what did it. So that area where it was a little bit tight, that's probably what drew the tornado warning right at the bottom back of that polygon. But as it neared the town, it looked like it weakened out pretty good just in time. This bright pink color that you see right outside of Covington, that's inflow. So those winds are just booking it. Oh, marker's not. Those winds are just booking it right into that storm. That's why you're getting a bright pink color right there. So lots of inflow still going in that storm as it passed over the town there. Let's pull up. So I don't see anything significant happening on the correlation coefficient. So I don't think there's any sign that a tornado is on the ground or was. Let's back it up a little bit and see if maybe we can see a drop of some kind. I don't. It's really messy though. Let me go down to like the old style here. No, don't like that either. It's a little bit messy, but I don't see anything that's really standing out that a tornado was on the ground. Oh, I just closed that. So fortunately, it's weakened out a little bit. It was really strong rotation somewhere right back here, right when they issued that tornado warning. So National Weather Service was definitely on top of that. When that tornado warning was issued, it was peaking at the rotation right back in here. As it came up towards Oxford, it widened out pretty well. It weakened pretty significantly. So that's definitely good if you live in that town. You can actually see here if we back it up, it was definitely given lots of inflow beating into the storm there, and then it had a nice hook going onto it as it was passing over Oxford. So very fortunate that wasn't doing anything. And then when that rotation was the strongest, there it was. It's barely a thunderstorm at this point. Look how weak this storm is. This is 5:42, so this is about 18 minutes ago, Eastern time. This storm was absolutely it wasn't even barely. It was barely a storm, and it's just putting off rotation like that. That's just the type of environment these storms have been in the last couple of days. When I was down south, we were chasing storms that were barely rain showers because at any moment they could have grew and did something. But a lot of low top showers didn't produce tornadoes down there, and it went linear and it produced some stuff. But skip up to the front here. It says 2 minutes old now. You can see just kind of a blob. They'll probably end up dropping this tornado warning. That tornado warning up to the north that was east of Calhoun, Georgia, has also been canceled. But we're still going to monitor this just for a couple minutes. Let's see what velocity is looking at here. If you're just tuning in, we were tracking a tornado warning east of Calhoun, Georgia. Just moments ago, someone brought to my attention another tornado warning had came out, so we dropped down south. This storm was the stronger storm, but it has kind of broadened out the rotation, as you can see on your screen right there. Still an area where it's moving around. It's twisting and turning, but nothing that's tight enough to probably continue the tornado warning. I would expect them to let it either expire or just cancel it. They have it set until 6:30, so they have it set for another 29 minutes. This storm likely won't last another 29 minutes. Moving very slow. It's moving east at 45 or at 25 miles per hour. And of course, his radar indicated no confirmation of any tornado that spun up. Let me check comments, see if you guys are asking any questions. Okay, T-Sting, okay. Says it's lagging a little bit. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. Is my voice lagging or is it just the video? It's new software, so I'm just kind of testing it out. If I don't like it, I'll go away with it. But so still monitoring a tornado warning. Now southwest or just west of Social Circle, Georgia is where this rotation is. Right in here, this bright color indicated by the inflow pushing into the storm. And then here's your other side of your rotation right there. Definitely not as strong as it was, weakening out a bit. We're going to give it another couple of scans and see if maybe it does a recycle. These storms have been in those types of environments where it's like pulsating, right? So what happens is you don't get enough forcing, you don't get enough power to build the storms and let them kind of explode in an updraft. So every now and then they'll get high enough and strong enough that they'll drop some rotation on them, maybe a tornado briefly, and then they'll just kind of die. As you can see, that's exactly what this storm did. Started out pretty strong back near Oxford. It died for a second, and now it's kind of regaining some strength again. So we'll see if it does something here. But that was the problem the other day down in Alabama and Mississippi. The storms were just up and down, up and down. We ended up chasing a storm up in northeast Mississippi and then found ourselves down near Meridian, Mississippi on a couple of supercells down south. And then those storms actually ended up producing a tornado, a reported tornado east of, like southeast of Tuscaloosa in Alabama. But that's what those storms have been doing, just up and down all week. Tomorrow's setup, New Year's Day setup, looks a little bit better. Definitely a little bit more lift expected, which is why the SPC went ahead and pulled the trigger on the 10% hatched risk for those storms tomorrow across Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, that whole region again. So it'll be a little bit more interesting tomorrow to see what those storms will do. My dad sent me a message. I don't need to answer that yet. Checking comments. Make sure you guys are asking any questions. All we're doing is really waiting for an update here to see if Chance Taylor's in Georgia. Chance, this is near northeast of Oxford, Georgia. I don't know where that is in comparison to you. So you can see they kind of shrunk the tornado warning now. It doesn't include anywhere back here. It was like this. That is not the case anymore. They have dropped that respectfully, of course. Makes sense. This storm's starting to get a little bit of action here again. Let's go ahead and pause it. Let's go ahead and I want to pull Echo Tops. I want to see how tall this is. Wow, that looks like crap. That's a little bit better. So it's pushing 20,000 feet, pretty much approaching Social Circle. So it's definitely regaining some strength here. It's the tornado warning that includes Social Circle and Rutledge in Georgia. This is east of Atlanta, I believe, or southeast of Atlanta. See what it looks like on, that's not what I meant to click on velocity. So rotation starting to come together a little bit more now. More inflow kind of feeding into it. Still really, really weak, really broad. But we'll monitor that because again, these type of storms have been going up and down all day, all week. So we never know when the storm is going to ramp right back up and start to produce another tornado. So we want to monitor that. Let's see here. So let's go back over to Twitter real quick, so I can see if anybody is talking about these storms. We'll refresh Twitter and kind of get an idea of what people in Georgia are seeing. Sometimes people will post it. News agencies might post about something. There's another storm doing something here in Georgia. Some pretty good rotation. This looks like south of Dallas, Georgia, according to Twitter. Yeah, it's rotating pretty well in the back end there. Maybe another tornado warning coming. Let's see. Kind of scroll through and just see if anybody. Here's that enhanced risk for tomorrow in the 10% tornado threat for those interested. Pretty wide area. Probably expecting an upgrade to like a moderate risk at some point tomorrow, I'd imagine. Shower and a sunset, Bremen, Georgia. That's pretty. Looks like pretty much a dying storm at that point, but looks pretty nice. Head back over to radar real quick while you guys are looking at that picture. Still one tornado warning out. Coming close to probably passing right over Social Circle, Georgia right now on a northeast track. You can see it on the small screen there in the corner right above my face. Let me keep scrolling here. See if I don't see any pictures or anything on Twitter of the storms or anything, which is kind of crazy. Usually you what's this? Those look pretty. So here's the tornado warned storm over Newton County, courtesy of Ryan Beasley, Fox 5 on Twitter, and that's also courtesy of Becca Whitley. Gordon Pickens County. So not a tall storm at all. Like I said, these storms are really struggling to get that updraft. They have been all week. And so you're not seeing very tall storms. I mean, for the most part, they're really low topped. This is not a very tall storm at all that's tornado warned. That's probably only 15,000 feet just in that image, maybe 20. Not a very tall storm. You know, like storms like December 10 were 40, 50,000 feet in the air, if not more. And they were tossing debris like 30,000 feet. It was crazy. But definitely a low top tornado warning. And that's what we've seen all week. It could have been a recycle as well because we're still monitoring this storm, waiting for it to do something. I know that's the only photo I could really find. So here's a mesoscale discussion that was put out. Oh wait, no, that's from a couple days ago. Never mind. That's not current. Guess I should have done the latest. If you're out there, if you live in Georgia and you see something on social media or Twitter, you can tag me in it at Zach Walters WX so I can see it and broadcast it. But I'm not seeing anything so far that indicates a tornado on the ground or even really much of anything going on. So we will take it back to the big radar here so you guys can see. I'll zoom out a little bit. Let's go ahead and pause and pull up velocity. This is still the only tornado warning. So really not much going on here. Maybe another storm developing right behind it here. But not a lot of stuff happening on this storm right now. Still got some inflow going in though. Indicated by that bright red right over Social Circle. So you're probably feeling some pretty strong inflow right now on the tornado warned storm. That is not a tornado. That's just really strong inflow. And then a really broad area. The big thing that they're probably not dropping the tornado warning is because of the storms. You know, like just the storms going up 1 minute and not doing something. So they're probably holding out on that. Move this over a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So that's why they're not dropping the tornado warning yet, is because they don't know that the storm all of a sudden might just kick